Yes, my name is Kathryn, and I'm from Chicago.
And I'm Crystal, and I'm from Seattle.
But I heard you guys are partnered.
Yes,
From
yes,
long
we are.
distance.
Yep.
Oh, such a quite trip, but that's because of the love of the cosplay, right?
It is, yeah.
So tell me, why did you what made you start cosplay?
Do you want to take this one first, or should I?
Well, I'd like to hear both of you.
Well, I started cosplaying mostly because I've watched anime for a very long time, probably 10, 11 years now, and I kind of stumbled across cosplay on accident by searching Google, and I would see everyone dressed up in their costumes, and I thought, wow, that is so cool. I want to try to do that. And I didn't know how to sew at first, and thankfully my mom knew how to sew, so I was able to watch her. And since then, it's just kind of evolved into this crazy beast that has kind of taken over my life.
That's a good way to put it, a crazy beast. I got started, well, like her, I started watching anime when I was like 9. I was watching Sailor Moon, and I actually got started because I wanted to wear my favorite characters for Halloween. And then I don't even remember how I found it. I got pointed at somebody's website, and I was like, wait, this is a full-fledged hobby? This is a hobby. You make costumes of your favorite characters, and you dress up, and it's year-round, and you can just keep doing it? What? I am all over that.
So how I think you guys start getting addicted over the course of the year. But how long have you guys been playing cosplay then?
I think both of us have been about 7 years.
Yeah, just about. I started back in, my first cosplay was in 2003, but I didn't really kick into doing it like really heavy until like 2007.
Same for me.
Yeah.
So what made you really start kicking into the cosplay?
I think it was a couple of things. One of them was just the gradual progression in my skills, and I was able to tackle heavier costumes that I wasn't able to before. And then also just the friends that I had made. I know that if it had not been for the friends that I've made so far, I don't know if I would still be cosplaying, but they've just brought so much to the experience, and it really counts for something.
Yeah, we met online. It must have been like the tail end of 2006, I think it was.
My birthday.
Yeah, yes, it was your birthday. Yeah, that's right. We make jokes about how her birthday is our friendiversary. But yeah, so we met online, and we had talked about going to Anime Expo so we could do cosplay together, because she wanted to do Alphonse from the Full Metal Alchemist movie, and I wanted to do the movie version of Ed. And we're like, we can't just keep making Photoshop pictures. So, and then we met other people, and she ended up coming out for SakuraCon in 2007, and we kind of formed this little group, and we were doing skits together, and it just kind of, solidified as like, okay, I have a purpose. I'm not just aimlessly wandering around these conventions anymore.
Cool. So, have you been to Japan before?
No.
So this is your very first time. So
yes.
It's kind of hard question, because this is I believe this is your second day.
It's actually, it's our third, fourth?
I don't know what the fourth?
It's our fourth.
Yeah. Yeah, we got here on the 26th, late on the 26th, but we spent a day in Tokyo on the 27th, going all over here and there, Akihabara, Harajuku, Shibuya, all over the place, lots of train riding.
But, what was your impression? I'm sure you had some kind of expectation before you come to Japan, but how's the turnout? And was it different from what you expected, or was it a surprise or something?
You know what? It was actually exactly what I expected, and I mean that in the best way possible, because I have, dreamed of coming to Japan for so long now, and I've watched my friends travel to Japan and the stories they brought back, and it lived up to all of my expectations. So it's great.
So you had a really super high expectation, and nobody disappointed you.
Not yet. I mean, it wasn't a super high, unrealistic expectation, but, with everything I had learned, I had high hopes, and it did lead up to the hopes for sure. Everyone is just so, polite, and everything is so clean and interesting and bright, and it's really cool.
So what do you think? Well, actually, no, I can't ask you because you haven't met the Japanese cosplayer. But have you met the Japanese cosplayer out in the States?
not met like face to face. We talked to a couple on Twitter, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, which it's just pleasantries, like
you haven't really had the real interaction with
no.
So what do you expect for that?
I've heard that it's very different here than it is in the United States, and I'm really interested to just see how different it is. I mean, at the core, we're all interested in the same things, so we'll have that in common, but I'm just really interested. This whole experience has been really interesting to see how it's different all over the world, and it's amazing.
So how did you guys get to know about this World Cosplay Summit?
You know what? I found I've followed it for a few years now. I just think it's such an interesting and unique concept because in the United States, there's not really a possibility to meet cosplayers from outside of the United States unless you're very, very well known, which is very rare in the United States. So this was really the best opportunity if I wanted to meet cosplayers from abroad, and just bringing those people together is very, very cool to me.
So why did you decide to attend to the contest this time? I believe you went to Famime?
Yeah.
You traveled to San Jose.
Yes. Yeah, we had already actually been planning on going to Fanime with our friends. They'd been bugging us to go for years, and she went last year, and this was my first year going. And we had, been following things for the World Cosplay Summit for a year and a half or something, and we were like, we totally want to do this someday, but we didn't know what was going to happen. And then prelims came up, and we're like, oh hey, we're going to this anyway. Let's just give it a shot. Let's go for it.
Congratulations. What was the secret?
Thank you. There is no secret.
No, there's. I think it really is just the fact that we had been preparing mentally for so long about the kind of performance that we wanted to do. So, we practiced really hard, and by the time that we got to the performance, I think that we were well prepared. So I think that anyone wanting to go out for World Cosplay Summit just needs to have a series that they really care about so they can, represent it well, first of all. But just also to, be well prepared and just try your best.
Do you have any secret for this Sunday performance?
No.
I think I don't know.
We have a surprise element for it, but it's one of those things where I particularly love performing, and I love audience reaction, and I love those little surprises. Like, I'll tell people lots of stuff, but I want like one element that's just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. So we're hoping that goes through all right.
Yeah.
So far, are you guys enjoying World Cosplay Summit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience. I feel like my brain's been rewired.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't met all of the teams yet, but all of the teams we've met so far, even the ones who can't speak English, have just made an effort to try to communicate with us. And the Italian team, for example, they're just so funny, and
they're just so full of personality. They don't speak hardly any English, but they're just like, hey, how's it going? Except in Italian, but
and they'll rattle something off, and even though I can't understand them, I still understand their meaning, and they're just hilarious. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. So anything that you want to say before you go into the performance and the parade, and you'll be in the spotlight? Everybody's going to start watching you and stuff. Anything that you comment before you get on to the foot?
We would not be here if it wasn't for the support of our friends in our cosplay group. I mean, they have just been backing us 100% on this. Our friends Kayla and Mandy and Chris, they're amazing.
And also, I'm bound to make some really ugly faces in one of these events. So if you could just ignore that, that would be great. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.